Hey, Maxim here again. So it's day 6 of self-discovery, as we call it. And today is probably going to be one of the hardest days, because what I've noticed is that that's probably happens to all of us, that after we break up from a relationship, so we're all together, now we're apart, what happens is our subconsciousness tries to protect us. And the way it tries to protect us is it numbs our feelings. As soon as we separate, it numbs us to the extent where we just don't feel sad and we don't cry and we're like trying but we can't because it's protecting ourselves. So today I had sat down and thought of just relationships in general and what kind of relationships I want to see in my life, and especially a romantic relationship where you get very vulnerable with another person. And for me, what I found is that it is a relationship where the other person is as conscious as you are, and they consciously understand that when they get angry or you get angry, you're not angry at each other. You are angry, upset about something within you. It's some trauma from a previous relationship, or it's some deep wound from your childhood. And hopefully in that scenario they can help you heal it, but you need to be willing to heal it. And at the stage when you stop being willing, when one of the partners just says, fuck it, I don't care anymore, I don't want to work on it, then that's kind of where that ends. So for me, the relationship worth working on is the one where both partners are consciously working on themselves, which in turn means working on a relationship, because the more wounds you can heal of your own wounds, not your partner wounds, your own wounds, the more conscious you can be in the relationship with a person. The less wounds you have, less of unconscious patterns you will project on your partner just because your mother left you when you were a child. And so I was looking back in my last relationship and asking myself, who's the first who became unconscious? Because that's kind of an interesting question, because we definitely became unconscious at some point, and that's when it's kind of all went nuts. And I would say for me, being like for man and woman differs, and for men in particular because of all the things that I've talked about in previous videos, where we live in a society where we don't have a role model of a male, where our fathers, they didn't have a father because they left to war, so their perception of how to deal with your libido, how to deal with the aggression is not necessarily mature enough, and this is what we learn from them. So we're essentially stay kids in a man's body. And for me, like being conscious is mean knowing your truth, knowing what is true for you, and sticking to it. And that's where like I started looking at it and I realized that I stopped knowing my truth, and I at some point I just became what the guy from No More Mr. Nice Guy book, he calls it monogamous mother relationship. And the idea is that you became so obsessed with satisfying female needs that you forget about your own needs, and you actually forget about your own truth, and your own truth becomes their truth. So instead of doing what you want, you're just doing everything they want. and then you resent those choices, but quietly. You don't tell them that you want something else. You just sit there and like, but this is what they want. I want to make them happy. If I make them happy, they're gonna meet my needs, right? Not. This is not right. The only person who will meet your needs is you. And for me, I thought exactly the same. I thought like, hey, I'll make her happy. I'll do everything she wants, and then everything is gonna be great. But no, the only way, the only road which you're going into is an oblivion. It's gonna explode, because then as a male you become less attractive. You become less attractive because you don't have your own purpose, and you don't actually know what the heck you want. When, like, I remember last couple of months that my partner would ask me, what do I want? And my answer would be, I don't know. And when the answer is, I don't know, that's the time when you need to sit down and figure yourself out. And that's what I'm going to do today. So the processing of anger is one thing that we taught in AngerGasm, and it's very strange thing to look at. So if you don't want to look at it, then don't look at it. Maybe look at it later. So basically what we're going to do is the same way as AngerGasm. When we connect with our joyful memory, we close our eyes and we remember the joyful memory, right? And then we breathe into the memory deeper and deeper. That was what we did in AngerGasm, and if you want to see the demo of it, just go to AngerGasm.me. With anger it's a bit more complicated because we do double-sided processing, so we take one hand and we put all the anger that you have towards your partner or yourself, just like the pure negative emotions, which we usually suppress. We put it on one hand, and then we flip it between the emotions of love to the same exact subject. So it's maybe you, or maybe your partner. In this case, I'll be doing it to myself, which is kind of intense, but we'll go with it anyway. So for me, when I think of like of the negative feelings I have towards myself right now, is the feeling that I have fucked it up, and and I never make the right fucking choices. And it's my fucking fault that they always live. And then we flip to the other side. Then you flip to the side where you accept yourself, and you remember that you're not perfect, and it's fine. You make mistakes, and it's fine. No one is perfect. Neither is you, neither is me. And then we'll ask for more, for both of them. It's fucking me all the time. The only thing they want is to fucking leave because he's fucking worthless. And when we're ready, we're gonna take this part of ourselves, which is filled with hatred, filled with the feeling of I don't deserve anything, I'm worthless, I'm the worst. And what we do is we love it, and we accept it. It's a perfect part of imperfect you. It's a perfect part of imperfect me. There's no reason to dwell in the past. There's no reason to try to figure out what could we have done different. There's nothing we could have do different now. The only thing we can do different is how we approach similar situations in the future. And the learning for me, which comes from that experience, is know your truth. Know your truth and stick to it. And even if you feel like it's gonna hurt your partner, still stick to it. Because it's better than giving up your truth. It's better than not knowing what the hell you want and then blaming your partner for that. Because you will. I did. I blamed my partner for me not knowing what the heck I want. Multiple times. And it wasn't their fault. They had nothing to do with it. It was just me. So, this is my learning. Share your learning in comments. See you.